Thanks for joining us. And today we're going to talk about Kriya Yoga for Beginners, step-by-step guide. So Kriya Yoga is one of the most potent practices for getting into a deep meditative state. The techniques of Kriya Yoga are an embodiment of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras and as well the esoteric teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. The practices of Kriya Yoga are taught through the Guru Parampara process, which is a direct relationship between the teacher and the student student learns Kriya Yoga under the close guidance of the teacher. This bond between the teacher and student ensures that Kriya Yoga remains in its original form and as well supports the student's development. Kriya Yoga is a 19th century revival of ancient practices that go back and have roots in Tantra. And Kriya Yoga was developed and taught originally in the late 19th century by Yogi Raj Lahiri Baba, also known as Lahiri Mahashai. The practice is ideal for householders, people who have regular, busy lives, who don't have a lot of time and need a very potent practice to be able to go into meditation quickly. And Kriya Yoga is a non-denominational type of practice that doesn't require any particular belief or religious affiliation. It works regardless of one's spiritual tradition. And Lahiri Baba had many students from different castes and religions who all practiced his yoga sadhana, which allowed them to deepen their experience in their spiritual tradition. So Kriya Yoga has many benefits, including allowing the body to become very relaxed, to bring one into a low idle state. This also has effects on stress, to helping to mitigate the impacts of stress and the production of cortisol in the body. As well, Kriya Yoga can have a direct effect on the blood pressure, helping to lower the blood pressure during practice. And as well, Kriya Yoga improves the neuroplasticity of the brain and can help to delay the cognitive decline due to aging. And finally, Kriya Yoga is a very effective practice that leads one into deep meditation, which can help to support one's spiritual development. Now, Kriya Yoga is different than modern yoga. And in modern yoga, there is the focus on doing yoga asanas, yoga poses. And so while Kriya Yoga does do some limited practice of asanas, in particular Mahamudra, its real focus is on pranayama, which is life force control through intentional breathing. So some of the practices and principles of Kriya Yoga include asana, a stable pose for meditation. So one wants to be sitting in a position in which the spine is in a neutral alignment. This supports one's entry into a deep meditative state. So in general, people can use different asana for meditation. Some people will want to sit in the lotus pose, what is called Padmasana. Others in Siddhasana is a version of that. Some folks want to sit in the half lotus. Some people want to sit cross-legged. All of those can work depending on the type of body that you have. But really what you want to do is to understand the principles of asana, which is that your body is in a stable posture for meditation. And in general, what this translates into for most people is that one is sitting with a neutral spinal alignment that allows one to use a minimum of muscular tension to maintain that position. And if one is in a stable, upright position and is relaxed, one is more likely to be able to go into deep meditation. And so there's a few tips that you can use in your meditation posture. For example, if you sit with your knees below your hips, it makes it much easier to maintain a neutral spine. So I tend to sit on a meditation bench that allows me to rest with my knees on the floor and to be sitting on the bench and my knees are below my hips. That allows my spine to be in a neutral position. As a result, I don't need any back support to sit for hours, because my spine is maintaining the natural S curvature. And this results in a great ease of posture during meditation where I don't have to move very much to feel comfortable. It aligns my head over my shoulders and my shoulders over my hips. Another principle and practice in Kriya Yoga is the use of pranayama. In Kriya Yoga in particular, we're using something called Kriya Pranayama. And this form of intentional breathing has an effect on the body's parasympathetic nervous system, which precipitates an internalized state. And the use of pranayama, this intentional breathing, results in pratyahara, which is internalization. Basically, what happens is the body leverages the parasympathetic nervous system to bring one into a low idle state, to slow down the heart rate and the breath rate. And as a result, one starts to enter this internalized state. The body starts to disappear from one's awareness and one is drawn into deep meditation. This can then result in something called dharana, which means concentration. And in yoga, in Kriya Yoga, this is a particular form of internalized concentration where one is barely or completely unaware of the body. And so this is very conducive to deep meditation. This can then lead to a state of dhyan, which is absorption in one's meditative experiences. And this can also blossom into samadhi, superconscious awareness, where the meditation really kicks into high gear and one may experience a variety of transcendental states. Now, it's important to learn Kriya Yoga from a qualified teacher, preferably one from a lineage that goes back to Lahiri Baba. This will ensure that you're learning the original Kriya Yoga, the correct version of Kriya Yoga, plus getting direct feedback from your teacher. Now, one of the regrettable things about Kriya Yoga is that some teachers in the past have made modifications to Kriya. And so in many cases, this has stripped Kriya Yoga of its effectiveness. So one who learns a modified version of Kriya Yoga is learning a watered down version of Kriya Yoga that is not as effective as the original. Consequently, it is of little use to learn those practices because they bring substandard results. In addition, there have been some teachers who have made modifications to Kriya that have brought in practices from other traditions that result in deleterious effects to the practitioner. Things like Kundalini syndrome, Kundalini psychosis, and so on. And so learning those modified versions of Kriya Yoga can have an adverse effect on the practitioner. So we're going to do a guided meditation of a beginner's version of Kriya Yoga that utilizes heart rate variability resonance breathing, which is distilled from Kriya Yoga. It's a safe and easy version of Kriya Yoga, which, although not as potent as Kriya Yoga, allows one to get into a meditative state within 5 minutes or less. And it uses this by leveraging the body's parasympathetic nervous system. The aspects of heart rate variability resonance breathing that make it effective is we slow down the breath rate to 7 breaths per minute or less. And when we do this, it starts to engage the body's parasympathetic nervous system, which also then slows down the heart rate. So we are slowing down the breath rate with our intentional breathing and heart rate variability resonance breathing. We're slowing down the heart rate by stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system to affect the medulla oblongata in the brainstem. And so this results in a slower heartbeat. So we're slowing down the breath, we're slowing down the heart rate, and then we start to feel the signs of going into a meditative state. So we may feel a variety of different subtle feelings in the body, such as the hands being hot and heavy or tingling throughout the body, tingling up in the spine, and so on. These are all signs that our parasympathetic nervous system is becoming predominant and we're going into a low idle state. So by doing this version of Kriya Yoga, this simple version of Kriya Yoga heart rate variability resonance breathing, we can start to experience some of the effects of Kriya Yoga. So let's begin by closing our eyes in our meditation posture, tuning into any areas of tightness and tension in the body, and consciously relax. We're going to be breathing in and out through our nose with our exhalation slightly slower than our inhalation. So let's begin with an exhalation to empty out the lungs and inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. And inhale. And exhale. 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 Now relax and allow yourself to breathe naturally. Allowing the breath to settle. Be aware of your entire body. Be aware of the palms of your hands. Do they feel different than when you started the meditation? Be aware of the sensations in your face and your neck. Do you notice anything different? Just relax the body and allow yourself to sink into stillness. So when you're learning Kriya Yoga, it's really important to do it regularly. Doing your Kriya Yoga practice at least once a day is essential. Although you can meditate at any time of day, Kriya Yoga is best done on an empty stomach or a few hours after eating. A really good time to do Kriya Yoga is in the early morning when your mind and body are fresh. A simple practice of 15 to 20 minutes daily of Kriya Yoga will help to accustom your body and mind to going into deep meditation and will have positive effects in all aspects of your life. As with all other practices, listen to your body and adjust your practice accordingly. In summary, the practice of Kriya Yoga has many benefits for body and mind and helps to support well-being. A simple practice of 5 minutes of heart rate variability resonance breathing, followed by 10 to 15 minutes of sitting, will result in deep meditation and support your spiritual development. If you want to learn Kriya Yoga from a lineage of 9 generations of masters who have preserved Kriya Yoga in its original form, you can sign up to become a student at modernkriya.com. So if you have any questions about this video, feel free to send me an email at info@modernkriya.com. Also check our website at modernkriya.com and our YouTube channel. So thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.